What's up, YouTube peeps and barbecue freaks? Thank you guys for stopping by today. Today's video, we are going to do a smoked queso. It's a cheese dip. We're going to smoke this on the Traeger. Now, this idea comes from Matt over at Meat Church. I was watching a video he put up recently, making the same recipe, which he got from my good buddy Doug from Row Cookers, who happens to be one of the Traeger pros. Matt got this recipe from Doug. I'm going to kind of replicate it the way that Matt did it, which was slightly different from the way that Doug did it. However, I still think it's going to turn out good. Now, I love a good queso. I've never done it smoked. I've always done it like in a crock pot or in a pan. We're going to smoke this one. We're going to do it on the Traeger. This should be good. Let's get started. All right, so what I have here is I took the block, it's a 32 ounce of Velveeta cheese that I just cubed up into smaller pieces just so they melt easier. So it was a 32 ounce block of Velveeta, and I added an 8 ounce block of Gouda that I just diced up also into small pieces and just kind of threw it all in this pan. This is the pan that we're going to cook in. You want to make sure you cut them up into small pieces, like it says, that way the cheese melts easier. The next thing we're going to do is take a can. This is a 10.5 ounce can of cream of mushroom soup. I'm going to add that to the mix. Make sure we get it all. And then we are going to add a can of Rotel. This is a 14 and a half ounce can of Rotel. Already got the lid off. Juice and all. Let me get the rest of this cream of mushroom soup. Next, we're going to take that can of Rotel. Again, do not drain the can. You're going to want that liquid in this cheese mix. Get this out of the way. Next, we're going to add, what I did here, I took a package of breakfast sausage, a tube. I think this is Jimmy Dean. Cooked it up. If yours has quite a bit of grease in there, make sure you drain it out first. I did drain this one out. Add that to the mix. And then we're going to add a little bit of rub. Now, Matt over at Meat Church used his Holy Cow barbecue rub, the beef rub. That's what I'm going to use today. So that's what I have here. He and Doug mentioned about 4 tablespoons. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And then we're just going to try to mix this up some. You're not going to get it completely or thoroughly mixed together, but you do want to go ahead and give it a swirl. Mix it up some. And then we're going to cook this. You can use whatever pit you like. I am going with the Traeger. I'm going to set this at about 350 degrees. We're going to let it go uncovered for... So I guess the time is really going to depend on how much you're making. It's just a miss of the knife, so I'm not making a ton. If you were making more, your time, the finishing time or the cooking time might take longer. But I'm going to guess anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour is how long it's going to take for this to melt, mix together, and be ready to go. It actually smells really good already. So let's go get that Traeger fired up. Let this sit here for a bit. We'll get the Traeger fired up, and then we'll get the pan into the Traeger. It's up to temp. I'm actually cooking at 325. That's a temp I'm cooking at. And set that queso right in here. Get the lid closed, and then I'm gonna check back in about 30 minutes, see what it looks like. We'll give it a stir, and then, like I said, I'm guessing 45 minutes to an hour is how long it's going to take to cook. I don't know. We'll find out. been going for 45 minutes. See what it looks like. Oh yeah, that cheese is melting. Look at that. Cheesy goodness. Now, one thing that I am concerned about a little bit is I wonder how thick it's going to be. I don't like mine that thick. I mean, I don't want it runny, but I don't want it too thick. So I think what I'm going to do is, if I feel like once it gets close to being done, if I feel like it's still a little too thick, I'm probably going to add some milk to it, just kind of thin it out just a little bit. Again, not sure yet. We haven't reached that point. I'm liking the way this looks. And this is just 30 minutes in. So I'm gonna give this a good mix, and I'm gonna check back in about another 20 minutes. Okay guys, this queso is done. It went for exactly 1 hour. Now it was a little thick, so I did add some milk. I added maybe like 2 ounces, just very little, just to kind of thin it out some, but it looks good. Been sitting here for just a few minutes. Now we're going to give it a taste. All right, let's give this queso a taste. Very good. Now, we actually make this often. Not like this, not smoked, but in a crock pot. And the only thing different that we don't do is we don't add the cream of mushroom soup. However, I think adding that is key to this recipe. So I will be adding it from now on. So listen, this is a simple, easy dish that you can make if you're going to a party or whatever. It isn't too smoky. Again, you can use whatever grill you like. I went with my pellet smoker because I didn't want it to be too smoky. So if you're using like an offset or maybe even a Weber kettle, you might want to keep that in mind. You might want to keep in mind how much smoke you're into your cooking chamber so you don't over smoke your queso. I went with my Traeger because I knew I would get a light smoke, nothing too heavy, and that's exactly what got us perfect. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Really simple dish, like I said. If you try it, I think you'd enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Take care.